Meet the F/A-XX, America's newest pride in the skies. This incredible fighter jet is set to replace the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II as our nation's premier defender of freedom. In the worldwide race to build the first true sixth-generation stealth fighter, our Navy is surprising everyone by taking the lead. Yes, you heard that right. Our brave Navy, not the Air Force, is blazing the trail with this remarkable aircraft. So what exactly does this new marvel of American engineering look like? The Navy has actually shared a preview image with the public, giving us our first glimpse of the F/A-XX's impressive design. The aircraft features what experts call a tailless blended wing body, or BWB design. What does that mean? Simply put, the wings smoothly blend into the body of the plane without any tail sticking up. Even the air intakes are tucked away, hidden from view, and designed to prevent any detectable sound waves. With stealth being a top priority, we can be certain the F/A-XX will be covered with the most advanced radar-absorbing materials our brilliant American scientists have developed. But impressive stealth capabilities are just the beginning. This new aircraft needs to solve several problems that our current fighter jets face. Most fighter jets today use vertical tails to help with steering and maneuverability. Our current fifth-generation fighters have these tails in a V shape, which helps make them less visible to radar. But these tails can still be spotted by the naked eye, giving away the fighter's position. Also, the large air intakes that these fighters need can create sound patterns that enemy radar systems might detect. On top of that, each F-35C costs our Navy around $117.3 million. And that's not counting the $1.3 trillion in total costs over the aircraft's 66-year lifespan. That's a lot of money for technology that's already becoming outdated. With the F/A-X's groundbreaking design, our Navy aims to fix all these issues at a lower cost, while making a plane that's both faster and can fly further than anything we've seen before. This is American innovation at its finest. If you're proud of our Navy's technological leadership, type "Go Navy" in the comments below. Let's talk about why we need such an advanced fighter jet in today's world. The reality is that our potential adversaries have been busy developing ways to keep our aircraft away from their territory. Take China, for example. They've created missiles like the DF-21D, nicknamed the Carrier Killer, that can hit targets up to 1,336 miles away with a 1,300-pound warhead. Then they went even further with the DF-26B, which can reportedly reach twice that distance, up to 2,485 miles, with an even bigger payload of nearly 4,000 pounds. And that's not all. They've also developed the DF-ZF, a hypersonic glide vehicle launched from the DF-17 missile that can travel at incredible speeds between 5 and 10 times the speed of sound, reaching targets almost 1,200 miles away. These aren't just weapons on a shelf. China has positioned them throughout the South China Sea, East China Sea, and around Taiwan, all key strategic locations. Now, here's the problem our brave pilots face today. Our current F-35C fighter jet can only fly about 1,200 nautical miles total. That means its actual fighting range, the distance it can go before it needs to turn back, is only about 600 nautical miles. If our aircraft carriers need to launch these jets against targets in hostile territory, they would have to get dangerously close to these missile zones. So what does all this mean for our new F/A-XX fighter? It needs two critical improvements. First, it must have even better stealth technology to avoid being detected. Second, it needs a much longer combat range, so our aircraft carriers can stay safely out of harm's way while still projecting American power wherever it's needed. While a 1,000-mile combat range might sound impressive, remember that some of those enemy missiles can potentially reach up to 2,500 miles. By the time our Navy completes the F/A-XX, it will need to overcome these challenges plus any new threats that emerge. That's why our military planners are working hard to stay several steps ahead. Of course, range isn't everything. The F/A-XX will also need to be faster than our current fifth-generation fighters if it's going to complete these longer-range missions successfully. Let's talk about what makes current fighter jets like the F-35 fly. They use what are called turbofan engines made by companies like Pratt & Whitney. Their F-135 engine pushes most of its power through fans, allowing the F-35 to reach speeds of Mach 1.6. That's about 1,200 miles per hour, even when carrying a full load of weapons. That's impressive, but our military constantly strives for better performance. While we initially thought the new F/A-XX would use similar engines, exciting news has emerged. The F/A-XX will likely use something much more advanced called an adaptive cycle engine, or ACE for short. What makes this engine special? It's like having two engines in one. Think of it this way. The ACE system can switch between acting like a turbofan, good for saving fuel, and a turbojet, great for raw speed. It automatically adjusts its airflow depending on what the pilot needs at that moment. When cruising, it saves fuel. When it's time for action, it delivers incredible speed, potentially over twice the speed of sound at altitudes around 65,000 feet. That's higher than commercial airliners fly. One promising engine being developed is called the XA100. Since it's still being perfected, we'll have to wait a bit longer to see exactly how much faster it will make the F/A-XX fly. But one thing is certain. Our American engineering teams are creating something that will keep our nation at the forefront of aviation technology. While the F/A-X's speed and stealth are impressive, the real game changer is its advanced technology systems. These will revolutionize how our military fights in the skies. Let's first understand the challenges our pilots face today. Traditional radar systems have been useful for decades, but they have a big weakness. When they're actively scanning for enemies, they can give away their own position. It's like using a flashlight in the dark. It helps you see, but it also lets others see exactly where you are. Meanwhile, our adversaries have developed very powerful radar systems that operate on very high frequencies, VHF. These advanced systems have become increasingly good at spotting even our stealthiest fighters like the F-22 Raptor and the F-35. In simple terms, modern air defense systems have made it harder for our brave pilots to complete their missions in high-risk areas without putting themselves in danger. So how will the F/A-XX overcome these challenges? It will take our already impressive electronic systems to the next level. Instead of relying heavily on traditional radar, the F/A-XX will use something called Infrared Search and Track, IRST systems. These amazing sensors can detect heat signatures from enemy aircraft without giving off any signals that could be detected. It's like having night vision goggles instead of a flashlight. You can see without being seen. But that's just the beginning. The F/A-XX will be equipped with powerful electronic attack capabilities, like radar jamming. This means it can actually confuse or disable enemy defense systems, making it even harder for them to spot our aircraft. It's like having a magic cloak that not only hides you, but can also confuse anyone trying to find you. All of this information will be instantly processed and displayed to the pilot through what engineers call a sensor fusion system. This means the pilot won't have to look at different screens or gauges. All the important information will be combined into one clear display, allowing for faster and better decisions in the heat of battle. This incredible technology represents the finest achievements of American engineering and innovation. Our military has always led the world in developing cutting-edge systems to keep our nation safe, and the F/A-XX continues this proud tradition. Now here's where things get really exciting. Throughout all the talk about sixth-generation fighter jets, one idea keeps coming up again and again: the loyal wingman concept, also called Collaborative Combat Aircraft, CCA. This might be the most revolutionary part of the entire F/A-XX program. Imagine this. The F/A-XX won't fly alone. Instead, it will be accompanied by up to 4 unmanned drones that fly alongside it. Think of them as the pilot's loyal teammates in the sky. These aren't simple drones like the ones you might see in a park. These are sophisticated flying machines that can perform a wide variety of important missions. What could these drone teammates do? The possibilities are almost endless. One drone might fly ahead to scout out enemy territory. Another might hang back to watch for threats coming from behind. 2 others might fly on each side of the F/A-XX, ready to act as decoys or provide defense if needed. It's like having a small air force controlled by a single pilot. But wait, wouldn't controlling 4 extra aircraft be too much work for one pilot who's already busy flying a complex fighter jet? That's where artificial intelligence comes in. These drones would be smart enough to carry out their missions with minimal input from the pilot. The pilot could give a simple command, like scout ahead or jam enemy radar, and the drone would handle all the details on its own. Of course, the human pilot would still be in charge. The system is designed with what engineers call human-in-the-loop control, meaning the pilot always has the final say. The drones just handle the routine tasks so the pilot can focus on the most important decisions. Just picture it. What used to be a single fighter jet has now become a small fleet of aircraft working together. One pilot commanding, not just the FAXX, but a team of high-tech drones, all sharing information instantly, all working together to complete the mission. This isn't just a fighter jet. It's a revolution in aerial warfare, made possible by American innovation and technology. With all this amazing technology coming from the Navy, many people are wondering, what about the Air Force? Aren't they supposed to be our main aviation branch? It's a fair question. For the last 3 decades, the Air Force has indeed been at the forefront of fighter jet technology. Their F-22 Raptor has dominated the skies, and Air Force innovations have continuously pushed aircraft technology forward. So, it made perfect sense when they announced they would lead the world in 6th-generation fighters through their next-generation air dominance initiative. The NGAD program started with similar goals to what we've discussed with the FAXX. However, the Air Force program has faced some challenges along the way. There have been multiple redesigns which caused some companies like Northrop to step away from the project. These changes have led to funding problems. And even though companies like Boeing and Lockheed Martin are still involved, some of their officials have expressed concerns about the constantly changing requirements. Meanwhile, the Navy's FAXX program has maintained a steady course. While no official contractor has been announced yet, all the companies involved remain committed to the project, confident that it will proceed as planned. This consistency is a testament to the Navy's clear vision and strong leadership. There's another important difference between the two programs. The Air Force's NGAD is focused primarily on air superiority, dominating the skies. The Navy's FAXX, on the other hand, will be designed for multiple roles. This versatility means that even if both programs are completed successfully, the Navy's stealth fighter will be able to handle a wider range of missions. This could potentially make the Navy the new leader in military aviation, operating independently from the Air Force and other military branches. So, what does all this mean for our nation's defense? The FAXX represents far more than just another fighter jet. It's a breakthrough in stealth technology, artificial intelligence, data sharing, and unmanned systems. It's the culmination of decades of American aerospace expertise, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in military aviation. But the FAXX also raises important questions about the future. Will this revolutionary aircraft help maintain peace through strength? Or will it spark a new global competition in military technology? History has shown that American military innovation has often been a force for stability in the world, deterring aggression and protecting our allies. What we can say with certainty is that the FAXX demonstrates America's continued commitment to maintaining the most advanced and capable military in the world. In an era of increasing global challenges, the FAXX will ensure that our Navy and our nation remains at the forefront of aerospace technology, ready to defend our interests and values wherever they might be threatened. As we look to the future, we can take pride in knowing that American ingenuity and the dedication of our military continue to produce remarkable achievements like the FAXX, keeping our skies, our seas, and our nation secure for generations to come.